Breathwork for mental health. Do I advocate for it? Yes, of course I do. Anything that will support, improve a person's well-being, I'll advocate for it. So it's been mental health day has passed, been and gone. Some initiatives, mental health month, etc., etc. The breath, though, is more a mixture of supporting physiological, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. So it combines everything. So it's great that we have a focus, people looking at mental health, but I'm not just a mental being. I'm physical, spiritual, mental, emotional. And when you bring in breath work, where we work with the breath, where we work with any of the clients that I've been working with, which I've been working with a lot this last month. That's why I haven't had time to put out any long form YouTube videos. But it's not just a focus on the mental health. It might be for the person. That might be the predominant issue in their life. They might be struggling with the way their thoughts are. It might be creating tension in the body, which may result in anxiety or shortness of breath. It could be repetitive thoughts around a trauma-based incident or life circumstance. It may be causing depression. Again, it feels like you're carrying the world and it puts a weight on your shoulders. It's why the breath is so important. Even if you just think of a sigh, you can see my shoulders going up there. And people, me, tend to carry a lot of tension around here. And there's a very good reason for that. Most people are habitual mouth breathers. And they breathe up into here. I've covered it in loads of other videos, and I speak about it often. This, what I call the secondary respiratory system, this part here which is connected to these accessory muscles. Now, this area, when we breathe in, short and shallow, it's for recovery from exercise and exertion. We're not meant to stay up in here. But if we're at desks, sitting in cars, on sofas, or even just walking about, it might be, you find you have shortness of breath. It's going to put a lot of tension on here, which then engages these muscles, which, it pulls the shoulders up. It can cause tension in the neck, lower back pain, and numerous other health conditions. But we'll just focus on that. What's that got to do with mental health, you might be asking? Well, if my physical self is in a place of tension, I don't just feel it. It transmits a signal, really, to my thought, this mind, that I'm feeling tense. And the thing is, I might not even be aware of it. And a lot of people aren't. Thankfully, I've done a lot of work around that. So I'm less inclined to not notice. I do have some awareness, but I'm a human being, and I still resort back to dysfunctional breathing patterns, putting too much of a workload on, becoming stressed, feeling anxious. And what happens is, the more I kind of push that stuff, it puts a physical demand, so stress on my body. My spiritual self, where I feel open and free and oneness and connected, can start to deplete. It's literally like a graphic equalizer. If this goes down, so we'll call it my spiritual condition, it's as if then as that empties, this fills up, and the mind gets busy, mental, and my mental health can suffer. It may throw up an old thought pattern around money, relationships, work, life, health. In this moment, I'm free from that. But these things can just happen, seemingly just happen. There's a build-up. There's a change in the good things that we do for ourselves. Because the great thing about good things is that they're that good or that great, and we feel better that we sometimes stop doing them. And then we don't do those good things and then wonder why. Well, there's thought patterns coming up again around, as I mentioned, relationships, money, life, work, health, whatever it may be. And if I don't take care of myself, then this mental aspect of me tends to go a bit. But if I'm looking after myself with diet, what I'm eating, exercise, regular exercise, whatever that means to you, to me, going out walking, maybe lifting a little weights, doing some breathwork exercises, that's exercise for me. I do a lot of work around rib cage, lung volume, diaphragmatic work, and that really, really supports me. Focusing on nasal breathing so that I can breathe down into here and allow the diaphragm to do its work, allow the diaphragm to pump the fluids around my body, blood, lymph, allow it to massage my digestive system, get it pumping, these internal organs that I've got in here, the digestive system, the pancreas, the liver, they get a huge massage. So if that is working, if that's moving all the right fluids around my body, and I'm moving, and lung, rib cage is expanding, a nice fresh nasal breath, the nitric oxide coming in, opening those blood vessels, and then that side of me is going to function better. Sleeping pattern, if I'm sleeping better, it's really healthy, really important. It's the ultimate rest, digest, recover, repair in that zone. But if I'm not breathing well during the day, then there's a very good chance that I'm not going to be breathing well at night either. It's just how it goes. So I focus on during the day. How is my breathing? How is my posture? And when I'm doing those things, my mental health is improved. I try and don't put my focus on too much of the negatives. I'm drawn in, doom scrolling and world events that I have no power over. They're just happening. But if I'm overly focused, sometimes I like to be informed, but if I'm overly focused on these things, it takes me away from me, from the inner self, and how I'm feeling. How am I feeling inside? If I'm too busy out here, overly distracted, not paying attention to me and how I'm doing, then I'm not able to perform the tasks, the duties, the responsibilities, the commitments that I have in life. And I've got many roles: husband, father, employee, business owner, family man. There's so many different roles, and if I'm unable to perform those properly, then other people suffer. So it's really important that I don't just take care of my mental health. What much of it is through perspective, what I see, how I see, how I receive it. And usually when I'm physically well, spiritually well, then that filter is good. I'm open, I'm free, I'm seeing things in reality rather than just a distorted sense of it. So when it comes to breath work for mental health, it's something that can help us relax. A simple sigh. See the shoulders just dropping, the weight of the world just going away. You can practice it now. If you've made it this far in the video, just stop. Stop listening to me. And it just allows things to pass, to be released, to let go. If I've got a train of thoughts going, which I did yesterday, last night, it was a busy day, But what I did was I just laid down and did a breathwork practice. That's what I did. I was facilitating a class in the evening, and before the class, I looked after me so that I could be there for them. And it really worked. It was beautiful. Just allowed my busy day, all this, I've got to do this, got to get that. And it just eventually just passed. And I was able to relax, switch off or wind down. Nervous system regulation, down regulating. And it was beautiful. I was very present last night. I was supporting and facilitating a small class here in Australia, and it was absolutely lovely. And the giving and then the receiving back from them. And certain topics, can be spoken about as well. And I'm putting my focus here on mental health. But there was a great quote, that most psychology is misunderstood physiology. So this, what's going on up here? Oh, there's tension. Oh, have you tried breathing? Sigh it all away. Now, I'm not saying one breath, one sigh is going to fix, cure, solve, everybody's problems. There's deep-rooted trauma in people. There's historical trauma. There's abuse. There's so many different situations where people might have suffered and continue to suffer. But things can slowly start to be reversed. And if we focus on our physical health, our physiology through breathwork, it's one of the most powerful ways that's going to allow things to shift and pass. If we're not gifting ourselves with time and opportunity to just relax, stop, let go, then no wonder it's all building up in here. There's no discharge, there's no release. And now when I've presented, or clients I've worked with, or people that I know present to a GP or a medical health professional, they end up getting diagnosed with a mental health condition. The physical side, the spiritual side, emotional side just seems to be neglected. And here's a pill, a potion, a powder, whatever to numb you further, or to send signals to the brain that are unnatural to try and cope. Most people that I see, the change is not a huge positive change. It might allow them to function more. They can now go to work and they can now, have money, or they can, but sometimes they're a bit more dead inside. But I'm able to work. I'm able to do these responsibilities, and it just continues. It doesn't allow our natural body processes to work. And the breath is the key. It's the first thing we do when we come into the world. It's the last thing we do when we leave. But in between, we breathe 20 to 25,000 times per day. What's the quality of your breathing like? What's it like? Can you expand? Can you relax? Can you stay focused in the storm? Does your mind wander? This mental narratives that we've got. So give it a try. Check out my other videos. I've got loads of topics I speak about, breathwork exercises that you can do that can support you in all areas. I'm a whole human being made up physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, the whole package. And it starts here, and it's had a profound effect on me and the clients that I work with. So yeah, please give it a try. Comment below if you've got any questions. There's some links as well that will take you to my booking page if you're interested in doing a discovery call. Please reach out. I'm here to help and here to support you on your breathwork journey. Breathe better, be better.